Okay guys, we are starting with the very worst camp in Red Dead Redemption 2, the Chapter 5 camp on Guarma. Now, this camp is it looks very bad. You barely spend any time in it either, but I suppose that is a good thing, because why would you want to spend a bunch of time in this? I literally could not put this any higher. It is a broken building. Like, you literally, it's just so disgusting and just so broken. It is, and you barely spent any time there, which is sort of a bad thing. Maybe if you spent more time there, I would like it more in the story, but it's just not one where I can go, oh, this camp is so good. I can barely even remember this camp, to be honest. It's just in the story for such a short amount of time. And it's, like, look at that though. It's literally like a broken building, and I've literally got like just a bed and just like a small little piece of fabric above me. Like, it's just so bad. Like, yeah, look, it's just a broken building. Chapter 5 is quite boring anyway. I could not put this any higher. And again, it just feels so rushed. You spend literally like no time in it, and it just feels very like uncomfortable. So with that being said, I think we are going to go on to our next camp now. Alright guys, the second worst camp in Red Dead Redemption 2, in my opinion, is the Chapter 5 camp. This is the camp in the swamp, not on Guarma. Yeah, could not put this any higher. First of all, it's in the swamp. Now, I know some people do like the swamp, but me personally, I do not like the swamp. It is disgusting. It is really hard to go through because of all the alligators and all the water, and it is just a place you do not want to be. And putting a camp in the middle of it, no. And it's just so broken, and again, it feels very rushed. I think you only do a couple of missions at this base camp, before you literally leave again. So again, very short amount of time here. Feels very rushed. Like, as soon as you get there, you literally have to leave. Yeah, it's just so broken. And if we go to where we actually sleep, it's just a bedroll, and there's like it's just so ugly, and it's just so small and broken. Yeah, I could not put this any higher. So with that being said, we are definitely going to go on to our next camp now. Alright guys, going on to our third worst camp. This is the Chapter 1 camp up in the snowy mountains. Now, this camp is horrible. I do not like this camp for pretty much the exact same reasons as the other ones. Again, I do not like the location. I do not like the snowy mountains. In the snowy mountains, you can barely see. It's so hard to get around. Like, I hate the snowy mountains. And putting camp up there, no, does not work for me. It is literally broken buildings that we are staying in, pretty much. And again, it just feels very rushed. There's only a couple missions here, and then you leave. I think there's about 4 missions here, and then you literally leave. Like, it just feels so rushed. And literally, like, you're literally rushing to get out of the cold. Like, you literally cannot tell me that this doesn't feel rushed. So yeah, it's in here for a very short amount of time. Oh, look at this. Like, it's just broken buildings, and it's just so random. Maybe if you spent a little bit more time in it, I would like it just a bit more. But yeah, it definitely beats Chapter 5 by like a mile, because the house isn't as broken and it is a bit nicer. I do like it a little bit better. I like the snowy mountains over the swamp. The swamp is just horrible in my opinion. Don't like it at all. But yeah, I think we're going to be going on to our next one now. But before we do, yeah, look at the bedroom. The bedroom is pretty bad. So yeah, we're definitely going to go on to our next one now. And yeah, this was the chapter 1 camp. On to our next one. Okay guys, in 5th place I believe is the chapter 6 camp. Now, I don't think that many people like that camp. It only just beats number 1 a little bit, just. Because this camp is quite nice. It's in quite a decent area, okay? The area is decent, but the storyline here gets quite bad because people obviously don't treat you as well in this camp, obviously. And yeah, it just feels very empty because obviously quite a few people are leaving the gang at this time, so it gets quite empty. And it just feels really dark and gloomy. And it just feels really uncomfortable to be at the camp because everyone's just, you know, harassing you pretty much all the time. So yeah, not the best, but it's definitely better than the other camp. I like all the tents. The tents look really cool. It's in a nice formation. It's in a nice spot. It just feels a little bit gloomy, that's all. Only downside to this is it's a little bit small because it's a bit enclosed, because also over there you have a cliff, but also on the other side there's a giant fall because this is a cliff. This is literally a cliff, okay? So it's very small and it's quite gloomy. So yeah, we're going to be going on to our next one now. Alright guys, I'm coming in at number 3. We have the chapter 2 camp. This camp is really good actually. Sadly, I just couldn't put it any higher than this, but I do love this camp, guys, okay? Don't start screaming at me. I know quite a few people do like this camp, but I do have my reasons for putting it here. So yeah, this is your tent. I know you can, I think you can upgrade it a bit, but yeah, the tent is quite good in this one, like your little section. But again, it is on a cliff, so I'm not the biggest fan of that, how it's just on a cliff. I'm not the biggest fan of that. The area just feels quite small because you've got the cliff just here, and then you've got trees surrounding it over there. So it does feel quite small and a bit dark because of all the trees. So yeah, it's definitely a bit small and a bit dark because of the trees. But I do like this camp. It's so much better than all the other ones on this list. Like, it's in a really good formation, and your place looks really good after a few missions. I think your tent does look quite good after a few missions. After you do a few missions in number 2, I think your tent does look quite good. So yeah, sorry I can't show you guys that, but yeah, this camp definitely beats all the other ones. It's in a good spot, and it doesn't feel rushed at all. Very good. Alright guys, and coming in at the second best on this list is the chapter 4 camp. I know guys, I did say I didn't like it in the swamps, but this isn't that far into the swamps. It's sort of a combination of Scarlet Meadows and the swamp, so I'm not too bothered about it. In this one, I do like the surrounding area. It's very open. Because number 2, it's not very open, but this area is very open. It looks pretty nice as well. I do like the little barricade things that you use. I think you use them when the Driscolls attack the camp. Chapter 4. Spoilers, by the way. Sorry. Yeah. I do like this place a lot. Look at that. That is just amazing. And it's actually quite interesting that for once you get like a giant flipping mansion. I think that's quite interesting to me. Yeah, I do like the formation of tents that we have over here. But we're gonna go and have a look at the house. because your room looks quite good in this, and that's why it's a bit higher than number 2. As you can see, the inside of the house looks quite good so far, and as we head up the stairs, we can see all the different rooms. Now, it is a bit broken, that's why it's not quite at the top, because the inside, it doesn't seem a bit broken, but look at this room. You get an actual bed, you get actual tables, actual flooring, carpets, you get an actual roof above your head for once. You know, I do like this a lot. I like that it's a decent size as well. It's not too big, it's not too small. It's quite a decent size, looks really good. Yeah, just doesn't quite hit the top spot. And guys, coming in at first place, the best camp in my opinion, the Chapter 3 camp. I love this camp, guys. This camp is really nice. It's very, very open, as you can see. It's quite open. There's quite a lot of space to move around. I like the tent sort of formation. It doesn't feel rushed either. It doesn't feel rushed, and you spend a decent amount of time here. And yeah, your tent in this looks really good. Well, I should say wagon, because I mean you do get a wagon. So yeah, I do like this camp a lot. It's in a beautiful spot just by the lake. It's really big. Tent formation's great. Doesn't feel rushed at all. The bed that you actually get a bed in this one, I think, as well, which is really nice. Yeah, it's just really nice, and I feel really comfortable on this camp as well. So yeah, this is my ranking, guys. If you have any different opinions, feel free to let me know in the comment section below. But yeah, guys, that is it for now. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video, which will probably be coming out in a day or two. See ya.